Hey guys, this is Gil from Kwik Reviews. Are you tired of boring backdrops in your videos? Would you like something a little more interesting? Well, today I'm going to do a quick review for you about two inexpensive items that take care of just that problem. Coming up next, right here on Kwik Reviews. Okay, so let's answer the obvious question first. Why do I need a backdrop? Well, you might not everybody does. If your videos are more of an outdoor nature, for example, if you're doing nature videos or travel videos or anything else of that sort, then you probably don't need a backdrop. But if you're doing DIY videos or instructional videos or how-to videos, then you're probably doing most of your shooting indoors, in which case a backdrop would probably help. It looks better than a bare flat wall or your kitchen table or having your background filled with your living room or your garage or a spare bedroom. It just looks a lot more professional with a proper background in the back, unless you're going for that home video type look, and that's a different story. Again, you don't need a background, but for those of you that do, a backdrop comes in handy. It'll help you bring a consistent look and feel to your videos. If all of your videos have the same consistent look and feel throughout, then your visitors and your subscribers will easily recognize your videos that much quicker because they're used to the way that it looks and it feels. Now, you can opt for a solid color like black or white or red, and you can find solid backgrounds online separately or as a part of a lighting kit or a backdrop kit. You'll have to do a little bit of research, but they're readily available. However, I was looking for something a little bit more interesting. I already have a basic backdrop kit with the green, black, white muslin included. And by the way, muslin, for those of you that don't know, is a cotton fabric that is normally used for photography, for backdrops. Because of its smooth and non-reflective nature, it comes in very handy for photographic purposes. Now, as I was saying, I was looking for something a little more interesting than just a solid backdrop. Now, what you see behind me is a 6 by 9 foot muslin tie-dye background. It's made by Neewer, and I purchased it off of Amazon. Actually, I purchased two of them. I purchased this one in dark gray, and I also purchased this one, which is Lake Blue. I haven't actually opened it yet, as you can see. Don't know how well you can see that. I purchased the blue one because I wanted options, but once I put the gray one up, it looked really good, and it looks like it'll work for most of the videos, and I think I'm going to go with this for the consistent look. You can find these on Amazon Prime for $19.99, and I think that's a good value because after opening it, I can see that it really is high quality muslin material. I think it'll last a long time, and it's going to be quite durable. One of the reasons I prefer these types of backgrounds over solid backgrounds is that they do seem a little bit more interesting, and they also tend to bring the subject out a little bit better than a solid background tends to, at least in my opinion. Sometimes a solid background, you kind of get washed out or lost in it, whereas something like this with a little bit of texture, a little bit of gradient, and a little bit of difference seems to bring out the subject a little bit better, again, in my opinion. Another reason that I like these over the solid backgrounds is that they're easier to maintain. The solid backgrounds tend to show wrinkles more, whereas these, obviously, the wrinkles kind of get lost in them a little bit more than the solid backgrounds do. However, no matter what type of backdrop you buy, you are going to have to iron them or steam them in order to get them as smooth as possible so that the wrinkles don't show up on the camera, especially if you're doing green screens, but that's a whole other video. Now, one thing you will have to remember, and I'm going to try to show you this up close so you can see, you are going to have to iron or steam these backdrops, but I wouldn't recommend using your primary iron or steamer because you will get some dye. I don't know if you can see this or not. This is my little mini steamer here, and I did steam that backdrop. Now, like I said, these are hand painted, so there is going to be some residue, some dye left on the fabric, and if you're going to iron it, you're going to get this stuff on your iron. See all that black stuff on the outer lip of the steamer? That's what happens when you steam it. So from now on, this steamer is solely dedicated for steaming my backdrops. It's not going to be doing any more of my clothes. Although I did try using it on something and it didn't stain through, but I wouldn't trust this to my clothing. Anyway, it's fine. It's dedicated to my backdrops for now, and whenever I move them or pack them up, I'll be using that steamer to iron them. So would I recommend these to somebody looking to buy a backdrop? Absolutely. For $19.99, I think it's a good value. They really are good quality muslin fabric, and the tie-dye is very well done. They'd say it's hand-painted, and I think it might be because it ran like crazy over my steamer when I steamed it. However, once it dried, it's fine. It didn't run all over my hands. I don't have any stains on my hands from the dye or anything like that. Now, they do come with a stitched pocket to put your rod through for your bracket for your lighting kit. Now if you have a 10-foot wide lighting kit, this isn't going to fill it because it's only 6 foot wide, but it should be able to fill most of your frame. Now what I did was I turned it 90 degrees, and I've actually got the 9-foot length going across the top of my bar, which gives me a wider backdrop. I don't need 9 feet high. I needed the width more than I needed the height, and that seemed to work out fine for me. Just FYI, if you want to use this with your backdrop kit and you have a 10-foot wide backdrop kit, this is only 6 foot wide, so it's only going to fill about 6 feet of the backdrop. Now that could work if you zoom in close enough and you cut in right, then it'll work. What I've done with this backdrop is I've actually turned it 90 degrees, so it's got the lengthwise going across my top bar. So it's actually 9 feet that way, 6 feet that way, and it seems to work because I'm zoomed in properly. Mileage may vary. Okay guys, like I said, a simple, quick review. I hope it was somewhat helpful in helping you to decide if you happen to be in the market for a backdrop, and if so, please don't forget to click like below. Feel free to comment and subscribe for more videos. Thank you.